Hi, Dr. Kathy here. How are you this morning? I think it's morning now. So, yesterday we talked about communication, right? How you need to communicate not only with yourself, but with other people, putting yourself first. That is the most important takeaway point I made yesterday, being able to put yourself first. Today, I want to talk about some tools that we can actually use to assess how confident you are in making sexual decisions, sexual communication, using your own confidence, using your ability to make decisions when you come down to the crunch of it, when that point comes where the question comes up, do you want this? Do you want that? Or will you say it? Or will you offer it? Again, that's what we call a sexual self-efficacy. All right? That's a new terminology for some of y'all. Sexual self-efficacy is where you can actually make a decision. You are confident enough to make a decision regarding your sexual needs, regarding your sexual wants. And when you're able to make that sexual self efficacy high, it means you have a high ability to make certain decisions when it comes to the bedroom. Okay? If you have a sort of weaker ability to make certain decisions, that means you have a lower sexual self efficacy. Okay? Look it up. Okay? Sexual self efficacy. All right? Now, that's a terminology they use in studies. If you want the studies, let me know. I'll send them to you. DM me, call me, let me know you want some studies. And please subscribe, follow, like, comment so I know that you're appreciating what I'm doing because I don't know what you guys want sometimes. So send me a message so I know that you like what I'm talking about. So I want you to understand this is about you, all right? We haven't gone to the other person yet. These tools that I have are going to actually ask about how you would respond, okay? So the first tool I have, or the first questionnaire I have, is called a sexual communication self-efficacy scale. All right. Now this one is by Cronbach in London, UK. A few years ago, 374 adolescents were asked these questions. Okay. And they were categorized, or they are categorized, this is an actual scale, into 5 different categories. Contraception communication, right? Positive sexual message, negative sexual message, sexual history, and condom negotiation. Okay, so 5 categories that the students were asked. Again, these are in studies that were done a while ago, and we need some new ones, by the way. But these were done, and the students would rate and give the answers based on a range of feelings. For example, in this case, this scale has 1, 2, 3, 4. The range is 1 to 4. So you choose 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 is very difficult. So the question I would ask you, you're going to ask yourself, is it a very difficult proposition to make, or that you would do it, or the likelihood of you saying it or agreeing with it or even in bringing it up? So that would be very difficult. You would not probably bring it up. Then it goes all the way to 4, right? So 1 is very difficult, 2 is difficult, 3 is easy, and 4 is very easy. Okay, so as I come through with some of these things, I want you to attach it or apply it to yourself so that a question is actually being directed to you and you can answer it for yourself. And I'm not going to go through all of them because this one has 20 of them, and there are 2 other scales I want to go through too. This one has 20, so I'm going to just pick up some of the most important ones that I think would be relevant right now. And I want you to apply it to yourself. Again, the scale is 1, very difficult. It's like, man, it's going to be hard to do that, right? Hard to address that particular question. 2 is difficult, 3 is easy, 4 is very easy. All right, so here we go. This is part of the sexual history category, right? Ask how many partners they have had. So if you were to ask how many partners your present partner has, or future partner, or even past, how difficult would it be for you to ask that question? 1, very difficult. 2, difficult. 3, easy. 4, very easy, right? Now, have you ever asked your partner that question? Ever? I'm sure they've asked you. So you need to know, if you were to ask, is that going to be an easy or difficult question? And it's just, again, an assessment. This is a tool assessing your confidence sexually. There's no right or wrong answer here. We're not going into anything like that. We're just talking about, do you know how to communicate? Do you know yourself? Do you know how confident you are? Do you know whether you are lacking in sexual communication? This is going to help tell us, okay? Next question. Ask if they've ever shared needles. Isn't that interesting? Now, I don't think I've ever asked anybody, have you shared needles? But these are adolescents, so these are kids, right? We really need some for older people, but I do have 2 other ones that we can use for the older generation. But this is generally an old study that was used in adolescents, and they're still using it up to today. So that's why I asked that question about needles, and you never know, you might need to have that question asked. If you see any scar marks on the arms, definitely ask that question. If you are able to answer that question, again, rate it from 1 to 4. Very difficult, difficult, easy, very easy. And I'm pretty sure most of you will be able to answer that or ask that question pretty easily. Number 3, ask if they are having sex with other people. Now, I know a lot of people ask that question to their partner. Have you had sex with anybody else? When did you have sex with somebody else, right? That's a good, confident person. So your sexual self-efficacy is great. So you want to be able to ask these questions without holding back, without any fear. Remember, communication is not only one way, meaning him asking you questions. You have to ask the other person questions, but you have to have the guts, you have to have the courage to ask those questions. And this is what I want to know. Do you love yourself to put yourself first? This will tell me, depending on where you score. So when we add them all up, it'll give me a score that will tell me where you lie compared to the average or compared to other people. Now, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer, but you want to know what range or what spectrum you're lying on in terms of your own sexual self-efficacy, right? You want to know, are you confident or are you weak? So that we can change it, right? So we can adapt and learn and improve our self-efficacy, our sexual self-efficacy, okay? Number 3, ask if they're having sex with other people. I think I just asked that. Did I just ask that? Yes. Number 4, ask if they have ever had an STI, a sexually transmitted infection. All right. Now that one I found very interesting because I am a crazy doctor when it comes to STIs or STDs. I go gaga. You cannot have a discharge, ladies, and ignore it. I'll say that again. You cannot have a discharge and ignore it. You can't have pain in your groin or in your lower abdomen and ignore it because it can affect your having children in the future. You got to get it checked out immediately. So I will talk about STIs or STDs in the future. Trust me, it's my favorite topic. In the meantime, can you ask your partner, are you able to? Is your confidence, is your communication skill strong enough for you to turn to your partner and say, have you ever had an STI? When last did you have an STI? Right? That scale again is 1, very difficult, 2, difficult, 3, easy, 4, very easy. Can you ask your partner that? And I'm pleading and hoping and praying that the answer is going to be easy here because I want you to be able to ask that question to anybody at any time, freely, without feeling guilty, without feeling self-conscious, without feeling that you're doing something wrong. Because again, you're putting yourself first, you're protecting yourself. You want to know, have they ever had an STI? Now, the answer, of course, depends on, what the person says. Having an STI is not a crime. It is absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, common and known and very easily obtained without people even knowing it. People get it and have no clue. But the answer should be, yes, I've had an STI, or no, I haven't had an STI. Now, I am one of those doctors that feel when they say no, they have to get tested because most people have had an STI. I know I'm going to be short for that, but I really do know that most people have had STIs. And that's because if you're sexually active, the condom is not 100%, right? The juices come from the top of the condom and that's it. I've seen it day in, day out. It's like, you know, something that I try to reassure my patients, don't worry, but just know it is common. Is it going to kill you? Some of them can. So we've got to make sure you test frequently and make sure you use a condom, make sure you're using protection, and make sure that you are communicating, right? If you see something, get it checked out, right? Ask your partner, do they have anything? And hopefully their partner will respond back to you and not punish you for that. Now, if they do, it wasn't meant to be. So you just move on and you say, okay, next, please. And you always know that there are so many STIs and there are even other things that can happen sexually. But as mature adults, you should be able to handle it properly, get your primary care doctor involved or your GYN or urologist if you want to, if you're a man. But the most important thing is get checked, get evaluated by someone that a healthcare professional that knows what to do and how to treat it, if there is one, okay? But remember, there are 5 I like to test for. If you want to know, let me know, send me a message, okay? Right, so that is, again, should be easy, right? But for some people, it's not. So where are you? You need to improve that confidence and write these things down and say, I am going to ask next time, right? Or you're going to ask now if you're in a relationship right now, okay? Number 5, ask if a condom could be used for sex. Now, we know that men and women don't like to use condoms, right? But the question here is asking, can you ask for the person to use a condom? How confident, how easy is that for you to do that? Is it difficult? 1, 2, wait, 1 is very difficult. Is it very difficult? 1, 2, difficult, 3, easy, 4, very easy. Again, I'm hoping very easy. To ask the guy to use a condom, hello, absolutely should be easy. If it's not, I've got a problem. You've got a problem. We cannot be walking around not using condoms, and I know it's different. Patients ask me, Dr. Kathy, what's the best condom? I say the polyurethane condom is the best because you can feel a little bit better than latex and all that other stuff. But please use a condom. You know, sheepskin, all that, lambskin, they're not as protective in terms of STIs. So I do prefer the polyurethane, which has shown to have a high percentage of protection from STIs. So look into that polyurethane, get it online. It's hard to get in the stores. I do not know why. And there's a female condom, which is not the best, but either way, make sure he uses a condom. But we know that asking him to use a condom can be a fight. And I know that you can get into a situation where they call it sheathing, right? They take it off, and that's wrong. That's actually against the law now. So they should not be taking off their condom, especially if you ask for them to use a condom. So let them know, right? All right. So asking you if they can use a condom should be an easy question, right? Number 4, okay? Demand that a condom be used. Now, if the person says and goes and beats around the bush and doesn't really give you an answer, and you can see he's not making efforts to use a condom, do you demand? Can you demand? And we all have been guilty. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But the question here is, can you demand? And the answer should be very easily, right? Number 4, because you can demand. I do not want to hear, I can't demand because he might get upset. If he gets upset, then he doesn't care for you, because he should care for you and he should say, you know what, babe, I'm going to use it and I will protect you because I know you're worried, even though I don't have anything. And they can say that and still be protective. But I know it's not the same. Trust me, I've been around for a long time. I understand. I still want you to be able to ask that question and to demand it if needed, if you need to. Next question, number 7, refuse to have sex if they won't use a condom. Is that very difficult for you to get up and walk away? Is it difficult? Is it easy? or it's very easy to get up and walk away. It should be, again, very easy to get up and walk away. But I know when you're in the throes of passion, it's very difficult. So I understand. But the question is, refuse to have sex if they won't use a condom. Again, depending if you're in heat, you might say, I need this now, and then not walk away. But you should be able to walk away if they don't use a condom. Okay, again, score it 1 to 4. Next category, number 8, tell them a certain sexual activity hurt you. Can you tell your partner that a certain sexual activity wasn't pleasurable at all? And the question is it 1, very difficult to say that it wasn't, that it hurt you, that you didn't like it? Number 2, is it difficult? Number 3, easy. Number 4, very easy. So it should be very easy. It is not allowed. Remember, use a safe word. You're not allowed to do anything without consent. All right? So you need to make that very easy, that if something hurt you, that you can tell them that it hurt. Tell them if a certain sexual activity made you uncomfortable. Okay? So in the first case where I said certain activity hurt you, this one, you're going to tell them before you even try to get intimate with that activity that it might make you uncomfortable. All right? So, or it might hurt you. So you're going to find out, first of all, in the first question that I just said, or the question before this, was that it hurts you. But this one, you're going to find out what the activity is, and then you might say, you know what, I'm going to pass. Can you say that? Very easy. Number 4, you got it. Very easy. I don't want you to say, I don't know whether I can tell him because I might get embarrassed and he might get upset. I don't want to hear that. If he gets upset, he's not the one for you. You have to be able to say, you know what, that's not for me. I'm sorry. And if it's getting up and walking away, you get up and walk away. Okay? Tell them that a certain sexual activity is not making you feel good. So that's trying to say while you're doing it, maybe something new, and you're doing it and then you realize, oh, you don't like this. Can you say, I'm not feeling well. I don't like what you're doing right now. 1, very difficult, hard to say. 2, difficult. 3, easy. 4, very easy. It should be very easy. Okay? You should be able to tell the person, I don't like this. Again, communication. You're not going to win. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't tell them. If you're not honest, tell your partner. So you've got to be honest. I'm not really enjoying this. Can we switch? Can we change it up or do something different? Right? And the person will say, of course, my love. Easy. Okay? If you're in the right hands. And if not, get into the right space, get away, make calls, call Uber, whatever it is. And if you need to, call 911 because you don't want to be in a situation where you can get hurt. Okay? Tell them you do not want to have sex. That's a very interesting one, right? If you tell your partner, tonight is not the night. Of course, some men will get upset. Some women will get upset. But are you able to tell your partner, I'm not in the mood tonight. I have a headache. I have this. I have that going on. I've got exams. I've got to wake up early tomorrow morning. You should be able to tell your partner exactly why you don't want to have sex, and your partner should listen. Is that going to be very difficult? 1, difficult. 2, easy. 3, 4, very easy. It should be very easy to do that. Okay? Now, I know, depending on what your situation is, if you're married, it might not be easy. The man might demand it. But there is a law against forced sex. So please understand, gently communicate. If you need to speak to someone, please reach out. There are, again, phone numbers that we can give you to reach out. You can reach out to your primary care doctor, reach out again to anyone that is close to you that will help if you need to, including doctors like me, okay? But you should be able to say that very easily. Number 12, suggest a new sexual activity, okay? Like a new position or bringing in a new toy, right? How confident, what level? Is it very difficult to suggest a new toy or new position? Is it very difficult or easy or very easy? Again, for you, this is for you. Number 13, tell them you would like to have sex more often. That, hey, babe, I'm not getting enough sex. I want to have more sex. Is that very difficult for you to discuss? Is that difficult, easy, or very easy? Okay. Again, these are things that should be much easier to discuss with someone that you love and someone that loves you. Tell them that a sexual activity feels good. It feels great. I know we can do that. So we're going to go through that real fast, easy. Tell them that you want to have sex. So you're telling your partner, you're initiating that you want to have sex. Is that easy for you? Or is that difficult? Do you ever say, hey, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up? Tell them that you like a specific sexual activity. Ooh. Communication, right? Can you tell them that you like something that really turns you on? Is that very difficult to tell? Difficult, easy, or very easy? Good question, right? But very important. The answer should be easy or very easy. And the last question here on this section is initiate sex, which is similar to the first one. Can you initiate sex? Can you start sex? Again, is that difficult for you? Again, these are things that will tell us whether communication is something that we need to work on. We have 3 more to go. Talk about how it feels to use a condom. So using a condom discussion, right? How does it feel? It should be an easy discussion. Talk about how to put on a condom. Do they know how to put the condom on properly? Is it sliding off? Make sure you can talk about putting on a condom properly. Talk about whether a condom is on correctly. That's the last question. So it's hard for us to know whether the condom is on correctly sometimes because of our mind not being there. But if you notice at any time during the sexual activity, please stand up or bring it to his attention that the condom might not be on properly and that it might need to be changed or adjusted. So again, having that open discussion should be easy or very easy. Okay? All right. So that is the first category, which again is sexual communication, just general communication. Again, it's an older study, but very relevant to now. And we do need to have newer studies that really will give us more modern information and more modern questions, right? All right. This 2 more to go, and I'm going to go real quick. The 2 I have, one is by Shauna Springer, back in 2002, her thesis. She did a great job with her thesis. And that's her romantic self-efficacy scale. It's called ROSES, Romantic Self-Efficacy Scale. All right. And she also has a relationship assessment scale. I want to do the relationship assessment scale first because it's shorter. So when you're in a relationship, marriage, long-term relationship versus the romantic self-efficacy scale, that's more of your single, dating, long-term relationship. And you could be single and you could look at your relationship in the past or in the future. But if you're dating long-term, that is more of the romantic self-efficacy scale. That's where you're gonna want to know yourself and how you communicate romantically. The relationship assessment scale is just, again, for those that are in long-term relationships. So here we go. Here it says 1, not at all. So the range is 1, you choose not at all, not at all, not at all, not at all. And then you can go all the way to 5, where it is very much, yes, yes, very much, yes, 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 very much. Okay, so then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How well does your partner meet your needs? Not at all. 1, 5. Yes, easy. Or somewhere 4, 3, 2, in between. Okay. How well does your partner meet your needs? Number 2, in general, how satisfied are you with your relationship? Number 1, not at all. Going all the way to number 5, very much. Okay. How good is your relationship compared to most? Number 1, not at all, not good. Or number 5, very good. Number 4, how often do you wish you hadn't gotten into this relationship? Number 1, never, not at all, or very much you wish you hadn't gotten into the relationship. Number 5, to what extent has your relationship met your original expectations? Number 1, not at all. Number 5, yep, it's done it very well. Number 6, how much do you love your partner? Number 1, not at all. Number 5, yes, a lot. And number 7, the last one, how many problems are there in your relationship? Number 1, none at all. Or number 5, a lot. Yes, a lot. Yes. So that's a relationship assessment scale that you can actually use. If you want to, let me know, DM me, send me a message, okay? Then we have a romantic self-efficacy scale. This, again, is for people that are in long-term relationships. This has 38 questions, so there is no way I can go through them today. Should I wait till tomorrow and go through it tomorrow? I think it's important that we do, because the first question is communicating why I am hurt in a way that my partner will be able to understand what I'm feeling. That is going to be how well you communicate. So we're going to postpone this to tomorrow, okay? Again, communicating why I am hurt in a way that my partner will be able to understand what I'm feeling. How good are you at doing that? How good are you at doing that? All right? I'm going to end that on this note because I know I've talked a lot and I want to talk some more. So tomorrow we will talk some more, and I wish you a great day and a great night. Bye. See you.